5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
The Galactic Dads Podcast, a podcast by geeky dads talking about all things geek, dad life,
I am the father,
and beyond.
Language.
And welcome everyone to the Galactic Dads Podcast. We are your dad destination for all things geek, dad life, and beyond. That can include bits of dad advice for any of your daddy issues. We like to talk comics, video games, TV shows, movies, and oh so much more. And this week, episode 109, we're going to be talking about all the things we're excited for in 2025. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming up, and we're excited to talk about it.
Hooray 2025.
Yeah.
I think.
Right? No.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I feel good.
I'm just going to focus on all the things I like that bring me joy.
Yeah. That's it.
And everything else is just noise.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. But yeah, I am B. I am your host, and today I am joined by Laser Eric.
Good morning.
Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. It probably is morning in Vietnam right now. I don't know. Whatever time zone.
I don't have a dateline thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so welcome, and hopefully some of you got that Robin Williams reference. That'd be fantastic.
I hope so. I mean, I know we're getting older, but
we are
that old.
We are. But anyway, what's up, man? Welcome to 2025.
Man, it's good. It's good so far. It's cold.
I'm
a little
cold.
Tired of this cold weather. Y'all can have it back.
It is cold.
Anytime.
There's really no option either. It's either, hey, you're freezing or you're on fire. It is a really terrible time to pick a happy medium.
Yes, that is a very good point. We are definitely experiencing the gauntlet of weather in the United States. I mean, 2 weeks ago we got 16 inches of snow?
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And
yeah.
You know what? It made me realize that 12 inches of snow isn't as much as I thought. But it's still way too much to get at once. So places where they get that frequently on like a Tuesday and just live their life, I don't ever need to go there.
Right. And it's amazing because you talk to some people that they do get it a lot, and it's inconvenient for them for like half a day. And then the next day it's like, all right, cool, I'm going to, do whatever. And in the meantime, you're in New Orleans and you get a foot of snow and we just hope you come back.
Yeah, they're just, you're not supposed to see people playing ice hockey on the street in New Orleans. You're not supposed to be able to see that, but here we are. It's fantastic.
Yep. Welcome to the world we have currently.
Yeah, and speaking of which, it doesn't seem to want to get better. See, yesterday there was a brand new fire that exploded into northern LA.
Oh my God, really?
They're having problems catching a break. It is awful.
That is so horrible. That is so terrible to see.
It is
just terrible.
And then you still have the poor folks in North Carolina who are still just trying to recover from the hurricane months ago and all the flooding it brought there. So if you're in a good place right now, be grateful.
Yeah.
And hopefully 2025 calms down a bit.
Yeah. If you're in Ohio, there are places that have it slightly worse than you.
Yeah, it's true.
Be it fire or flood or a foot of snow, it'll be okay.
And unless you love eggs, in which case I've got some bad news for you too on that front.
Yeah, take a second out on your house to get some eggs. What the hell is that about anyway? Is that the bird flu thing?
Yeah, so there's apparently a bunch of egg farmers are having to kill off their entire flocks, if that's what I guess they're called, to circumvent any problem with bird flu.
What I think? You know what I think it really is? I think that there's a big group of farmers every few years, because this seems to happen once every 3 to 4 years, right?
You think this is strategic planning to price gouge?
I think what it is they kill off a bunch of their chickens and they have a big chicken wing festival.
That makes sense.
And then we get to pay for it with our hiked prices of eggs for the next year so that they can fund the next wing festival. And we don't get invited.
If that's remotely true, which I think you might be spot on, I'm just upset I'm not going to the wing party.
That is how I feel too. The chance of that being the case is remote, but it's not zero.
So I was checking out. So actually, I looked up some stats on this, and I was thinking about this affects me like very little.
Right.
Because I'm not eating eggs all the time. But I was thinking about like bakeries and places where, you kind of have to have eggs.
Right.
So restaurants and stuff where they were typically paying about $2 per dozen eggs, which also seems, I figured they'd get a better deal wholesale.
I was
Maybe
about to
not.
say $2 a dozen seems a little
that seems
up.
kind of up for a restaurant.
Yeah.
But now they're more in like the $7 mark. Yeah. That's
Oh my
tough.
God.
So, yeah, if you guys like baked goods and stuff, they're going to be up for a couple months.
Is that why everybody's starting the sourdough thing?
Maybe.
Like, good Lord, that just blew up over the past,
Yeah. That was on the rise for sure.
Yeah. Literally, figuratively, and everything in between.
But, wait.
Ching.
Ha!
Oh, hey, look at that.
There we
Look at
go.
that. We're still trying to remember how to use the board.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's cool, though, because it's working. Life is good.
Life is great.
You think it might be like the sourdough thing and everything, it could be the baking thing. It could also be just because it's January and we are so freaking bored and we're stuck at home.
Yeah. You know what? Let's talk about all that boredom and how we were just grossly stuck at home for the last forever.
Yeah.
Let's head into daddy issues.
Daddy
and
issues.
We'll talk about that, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Oh, we love those daddy issues, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we do when they're over.
Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah, so I know there are a bunch of parents out there who feel exactly the same way we do. The school year was scheduled to start
It was
on like January 6th.
January 6th was the first Monday after New Year's.
Yeah, not that January 6th, but just this January 6th.
Right.
It was fine.
We're past that now, I hope.
But anyway, so it felt like winter break for my kids being off school lasted for several years.
Oh, God, yeah.
My holidays were a real gauntlet from hell this year. And I mean, nobody was truly hurt or anything like that, but it wasn't fun. It was not fun.
I'll tell you what, man, so there is something, this was one of those, 2024 was one of those years where every now and then you get, I call it Christmas season because, when I was in retail, that was the Christmas season in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Every now and then, and 2024 was one of these where we only really had like 3 weekends in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And those years just suck.
You might be onto something there.
Because I don't you get done with Thanksgiving and you barely had enough time to friggin' vacuum before you got to get ready for Christmas.
It was a mess.
And you got 3.5 weeks to spend just an insultingly large amount of money on gifts and hope they show up on time.
Right.
I'm looking at you, FedEx.
Yeah.
But the one, I don't know if it was a benefit or not. I guess it depends on if it's a blessing or a curse. But like in a normal year, do you guys I know you guys have like 3 or 4 places you go for Christmas, right?
Yeah. Well, I've hammered that down to about 2 now.
That's quite a bit better.
Because it's just, you can't, it was 3. It was 3, and we ended up only going to 2 as part of my gauntlet.
Got it.
Yeah, so we have one big, large, extended family thing on my wife's side. A lot of fun, but they always do that real early in December.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And
Maybe.
it is. It's great. It's fun. That one was fine. But towards Christmas, I don't know what happened, but the plague visited my house and stayed for a while. So we were all sick. And
That
then
stinks.
the kids both went to the doctor and got antibiotics. It worked for my daughter. She was a trooper. Turned out we took her to the doctor. She got checked out. In the doctor's office, they tested her for strep and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Everything came up negative.
That's good.
4 days later, the doctor's office calls us. So it turns out the strep was positive. And I went, and after hearing that she was good, we let her brother sleep with her because that's where he likes to sleep. Ever since he's very little, he always goes and climbs in bed with his big sister.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But we separated them until we figured out that she was okay, or at least we're told.
Yeah.
And then so we let them, essentially a hug patient 0.
Yep.
And then, of course, boom, we're going with him to the doctor.
Oh, geez.
He had an ear infection.
That's even worse.
So he got on antibiotics, then finished the 10-day course. He went back to school, daycare one day, came back, started all over. He went back to the doctor's office and got another antibiotics course. He's fine now. In the middle of all that, we decided it was time for our daughter to get her first, well, not her first, but a haircut for the first time in a long time.
Uh-huh.
She was infested with lice.
Ugh.
And we had no idea.
Ugh.
Yep. So then the whole house, we had to just, I felt like we had to burn it down. Everyone got treatment. My wife and I were fine. My son ended up having just a couple. But my daughter was like, yeah, sometimes I would find like a bug in my hair. And I was like, and you would not tell us this?
You didn't say anything.
Why would you not tell me this? So that honestly, though, that cleared up super fast.
That's good.
Like,
That's
it's
good.
not fun having to comb through hair every day for a week, just like double checking and the way it makes your skin crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the worst part is knowing that you've been a host for another species.
Oh, man. Talk about your head immediately itching.
Constantly for a month.
And, yeah, my wife and I, like I said, we were fine, thank God. But we were like, oh, my God. And then, like, you just feel like you really let your children down. Because you're like, have I allowed you to be dirty?
Yeah.
Are you feral children running around?
Like, how much of a failure do you feel like, even though it's absolutely not your fault?
There's really not much you can do to stop it.
It's just such a, I get it. It's like, how did I let this happen? Well, you let it happen because you can't control it.
And the only thing worse is having to call the families that you've been around.
Yeah.
Oh, shame.
Yeah.
Shame. The shame I felt.
Yeah. You almost just want to be like, she had COVID.
But the kind of COVID that itches.
Right. It was AIDS. What?
Yeah, I'm kidding. Is that worse? Better. Worse, better. But worse. Okay. Yeah.
Not good.
Okay.
Not good.
Maybe change your pillowcases.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
It'd be a wise move.
But finally, we're all better.
That's a win.
Okay. And then it's the new year.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all excited. Everybody's going to go back to work. I'm going to get out of the house.
So excited.
And boom.
And
Day one, back to school. Shut down for the whole week.
Yeah.
12 inches of snow. Out of an abundance on Friday. Out of abundance of caution, we will still have another AMI day, which is like their learning at home days now. Yeah. We pulled that for one day. And then we're like, guess what? You're missing 2 days of school this week because we have jobs.
Right.
I'm sorry. I was really good Wednesday, the first day, when they were like, we're going to make it an AMI day. I was like, okay. I set up like a science experiment for her and everything before I left the house to get started at work. Thursday and Friday, I was like, nope, we're just not, I'm not a teacher. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm sorry. You can miss 2 days.
And dude, the AMI packets. So my kid's district, and it was funny because I think my final measurement at home was 16 inches.
Nice.
Like we got thunder.
That's actually,
snow.
that's
It
like,
was rough.
that was more than what I got.
Yeah, it was
by about
rough.
4 inches.
I knew on Sunday when the snow came in, I knew they weren't going on Monday because
that was a given.
Yeah, it was impossible. Even Monday, our roads were crap. I was talking to some of the other dads in my neighborhood, and we were all kind of taking bets. They're like, oh, they'll go back on Wednesday. I'm like, I bet they go back on Thursday. And then I looked at the calendar and realized that Friday was a records day in their school district. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, there's no way on earth they're not going back
guys.
this week.
They're not going back.
And like Wednesday, it was like clear and dry and the sun was out. And I think I was outside in flip-flops and they said, out of an abundance of caution, we are going to use Thursday as an AMI day. I'm like, no, abundance of caution, my ass.
No. Which day did it snow again?
It did snow a little on Thursday.
Snowed on Thursday again. I was like, that's it. That's it. They're calling, and they called it. I was like, I'm so done.
It was so little. But yeah, those AMI packets are kind of, I mean, I understand the purpose of them.
Yeah.
But there's really not much of anything to them. And you're right. They just they take mom, dad, or both out of the equation for a little bit. Like I had to play a math game with Barrett for a while, which I don't mind doing.
Yeah.
But when my Teams is going nuts.
Yeah, the dreaded Microsoft Teams.
Yeah. I mean, everybody hears it right now just because I said it. And you got to deal with that because that's your job. And that's what you're paid for.
That's your job. I was like, that's so weird. I wonder if my mortgage will take an AMI day.
Yeah, right.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it
let me go to
does
work.
not. Absolutely does not. And why is it that something can't take an AMI day around the holidays? Because we get personal property tax, we get real estate tax, we get, insurance renewals. You still got to make your house payment. And your
that's
car
true.
Payment.
Yeah, I think your house payment should be kind enough to give you December off.
Yeah,
That'd
or
be cool.
something.
That'd be cool. We need to bake that into the next 30-year fixed loan,
The only saving grace I have is my real estate tax and my homeowner's insurance are baked into escrow on my loan.
Mine as well.
Yeah, so I don't have to think about those. Thank God, because that would be problematic. But personal property is not.
No, it is not,
And,
which is it's not uniquely Missouri, but for our Illinois fans, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you've got different tax issues. But I don't know about you, though, but yeah, personal property tax typically does not get paid on time. Like, I'll get to it.
I feel like my wife is just a better person just in general than I am because all of her stuff does. But me, I'm like, the government can wait.
Yeah, the government can wait. I got my opinions on taxes as of this week and some things I've been dealing with on the professional end, but we won't talk about all that.
Yeah, that's not fun. So yeah, I usually don't get those paid on time, but they always get paid.
Oh yeah, they always get paid
because my plates are always current. So
yeah, and that's an oddity for Missouri.
Yeah,
at least for the St. Louis metro area. But here's to the current plate gang.
Plate gang.
Yep, plate gang
on the plate gang.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I will say that the all the time in the house has given me time to improve my home. We got a couple of improvement projects done.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Well, first things first, one day we woke up and my wife said, "Hey, how about a new TV?" Maybe this is why I don't pay my property tax on time, but I just said, "All right."
I love that for you though.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that if, I'm pretty sure if Steph did that, I would look outside to see like if everything froze over because hell would have frozen over.
Well, coincidentally, everything was frozen over. So maybe that was it.
Well, there's irony there.
There is. So, I got an upgrade on my gaming area. So now I have a bigger true 4K TV to play my video games on. The family has a much larger TV to watch everything on. My kids got a TV in each of their rooms just because we were shifting around the TVs we had. The TV in me and my wife's room got bigger too. So it was good.
That's awesome. That's all. Anytime you can upgrade, it's always a good thing.
Yeah. And then I took on my first flooring upgrade in this house, and that was fun too.
And it looks really good.
It does. I feel like I did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really proud of myself. Did that all in one weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Unlike my downstairs project, which has been going on 5 years now, but whatever. It's
That's
fun.
okay. It's one thing at a time, of course.
It is. It is. Or in this house, it's the one thing over all the time. It's just ongoing.
Well, it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, your flooring in your daughter's room looks immaculate. It's
I
very
know.
impressive.
It's weird. The child has the best floor in the house right now.
But it's also funny because as we were talking about earlier, before we started recording, one project always lends to another because now you're thinking about different baseboard things and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's time to upgrade the baseboards. And also I need to put the flooring in my son's room too.
Yeah. That way it's evened out and all that. And then you'll want to put it in yours.
Oh no, that's a much bigger room and that has to happen. I don't want to tackle that by myself.
I get you.
I mean, I will. I just don't want to do it. Actually, what I think I'm going to do, here's the plan. Because you know what else comes with new projects?
New tools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm like, all of a sudden I can justify a new miter saw.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I'm going to get. and I am going to show my wife how to use it.
There you go.
Because if she can accurately make the cuts, I can cut that job in half.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah,
For sure.
If she can make the cuts, like you do the measurements, she can make the cuts and hand them off to you, you'll have that done in a couple hours.
Absolutely.
Piece of cake.
Absolutely. Instead of a day and a half, it could be done in like 4 hours tops.
Yeah. Yeah, which is brilliant.
Also, I need to take some like Adderall or something and then just go at it.
That helps.
That probably would help.
That helps.
Oh, it also helped when my son's not walking in the room. Dad, I help. And I'm like, oh my God, stay away from the sharp objects, bud.
Right.
I did slow down to let him assist me. It was cute.
That's good.
It was.
That's good.
It
He'll
was.
remember that.
He may.
He might.
He may not.
Yeah.
He may not. But over time, he'll start.
It's always funny because like the big one now is the boys like to help Stephanie bake.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it's cool, but it's for one thing, like the house looks like, Scarface.
Sneezed,
Oh
right?
my God.
Yeah, got it.
There's flour in places I didn't even know existed.
Why are we even using flour?
Yeah, right. This was a flourless cake. But anyway, it's always a huge mess, and there's always varying degrees of actual interest. Because you'll have, they'll be all in, and then all of a sudden one of them will just run off.
Boom,
And
gone.
go on and be like, hey, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, we still need to put this egg in here.
Yes, we do. Yeah, it needs to happen.
Yep.
Very good. I got you. But speaking of varying degrees of interest, can we talk for a minute about the MCU?
Of course we can.
Because I kind of lost interest for a hot minute.
Uh-huh.
And now it's back. Dude, I am so ready.
Yeah, I think...
I am so ready. You want to talk about it in movies?
Let's get on that. I think you've hit a really good point there.
Yeah, I am so stoked. Here we go. Let's move on. I dare say it. I think I'm excited for the MCU again. Like, really excited.
I'm excited. I'm finally, like, really, truly excited for an MCU movie that's not named Deadpool.
Right. Well, because last year, the only MCU film that dropped was Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Which, for better or worse, that's all we got. But it was great. I loved it.
I think that made it better. Because I think that we talked about this in our previous episode, the superhero fatigue.
Yes.
And I think we had so much that it wasn't fun to watch anymore. It started feeling like a job.
Yes.
And not a great one, because a lot of the stuff that came out was, whether I liked something or you liked something or what, was not very well received.
It was not the Avengers Endgame.
No.
That we all longed for.
Yeah.
But I have great news. We're now no longer focused on Kang.
Yes.
Because way to go, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. However you feel about that was a mess. But now we get the ensemble cast back together.
Yep.
Right? So we had Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was decent.
It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah. I mean, it should have been called Rocket Raccoon and the Gang. But that's fine.
And it was like just brutally depressing.
It really was,
God,
man.
Was brutal at times.
Oh, man.
Like, oof.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was. Not the movie was good, but you're like, God, why am I crying? But anyway, now though we get to be super excited because we get Red Hulk. Like, there's no way around it.
That's awesome.
He looks cool. Essentially, it's just Harrison Ford red and with ripped pants, but so I'm excited to see that because there's so many aspects of like the Hulk comic books that are kind of hinted at in the MCU. I know we got the Incredible Hulk, but we haven't really had anything truly about the good stuff from Hulk.
Right, and there's so much in the lore of Hulk and all that.
Well, yeah, like the leader.
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah.
And you can hear him talking in the Brave New World trailer. So I'm super excited about that. I hope they completely leave out anything She-Hulk related.
Yeah.
Or, they can also leave out Hulk's son Scar, who made his appearance at the end of that.
They could leave Scar out. That'd be fine.
We could just redo him.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'd be okay with that.
Keep him around, but maybe get rid of that haircut.
Yeah, I was not impressed. I also need a different Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't need Buddy Hulk or,
Smart
whatever.
Hulk or whatever.
Yeah. It's not fun.
I want destructive throwing tanks at airplanes Hulk. That's what I want.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I really
want.
want.
Some freaking anger in this place.
So I think we're going to get that with Red Hulk.
That's great.
So that should be fun. I also can't wait to see Sam as Cap.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that again too, because he was so good in that suit and carrying the shield at the end
on
of
that
Falcon
last
the Winter
episode.
Soldier.
Yeah.
So terrific in that. He really embodied that better than I thought he would the entire time I was watching that show.
Yeah. It took me several episodes to get to that point. And then when you see him whip out the vibranium wings and all that stuff, you're just like, dude, this is cool.
Yeah. Okay, we're good now.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And now he just gets the movie, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing about Cap stories is Bucky.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how much of Bucky we're going to see in Captain America Brave New World. I assume a little bit.
I assume he'll show up.
But that's okay, because all we have to do is wait till, May?
Yeah, I think it's May for Thunderbolts.
And he's back in Thunderbolts, baby.
And I'd be willing to bet we see the Thunderbolts in this movie.
Oh, in Brave New World?
Yeah.
At least in the after credits trailer.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident we're going to see, if not all of them, we're going to see a chunk of them.
Yeah. I think we'll get a good start for it. Honestly, the Thunderbolts trailer, I kind of didn't know what to expect, but when that bad boy dropped, I was excited.
I was happier about it than I expected.
Because it made Phase 4
something.
Yeah, matter.
Yeah.
It made it, I didn't say it wasn't good or anything. It just it was a lull. But now you get new Black Widow, right? And she's out there doing cool stuff. You also get Red Guardian back.
Yep. You get Red Guardian back. You get a new Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm. Well, you get Ghost.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
From Ant-Man the Wasp.
The girl from Ant-Man. I could not remember the name.
Yeah, so you get Ghost back, and she actually looks cool. Like they're going to utilize her for fun. And then don't forget, we still have Taskmaster.
Yes.
And Bob Reynolds.
And Bob Reynolds.
Do you know who Bob Reynolds is?
I do not.
Bob Reynolds is the Sentry.
Yeah, okay.
He's like Superman on crack for Marvel.
Yeah.
He's so powerful that he's almost rarely used. So to see him I'm talking in the comics. So to see him in the MCU really makes me wonder how they're going to use him.
Right. How is he going to fall into, how is he going to come into play?
Because don't forget, we already have Captain Marvel.
Yes.
So how many Superman level type Marvel characters can we have at one time?
Right. We got to watch the power creep.
Yep.
Unless with Fantastic Four coming out, they're going to do something with Galactus or something like that, which I don't expect because of Doctor Doom.
Correct.
That's going to be the central focus.
And by the way, can we just talk about how excited I am for Doom to properly enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah, I am too.
Because he's the Marvel villain.
Yeah, he is the Marvel villain, and he's one of those household names.
Mm-hmm.
That, it's going to be incredible to see Doctor Doom portrayed the way he should be on the big screen.
Right.
And not the way he was in the last two iterations of Fantastic Four that were both tremendously awful.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to give credit to Silver Surfer.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's true. That first casting for Fantastic Four through Fox wasn't bad.
It wasn't terrible.
It just wasn't great.
Could have been better. Although I did think that they picked a good Doom. Julian McMahon, isn't that his name?
Yeah.
He was good.
He looked the part.
He did.
He looked the part. I thought he was pretty
after Nip Tuck, you're like, yeah, you could sell it.
Yeah.
But the caliber of actors we have now.
Oh, yeah.
not saying he was a bad actor, but I think with the way that TV has taken off in the mid like 10s to now has really upped the acting game.
I think it is too. I think the expectations are, because you're looking at shows that are out now, TV shows that are out, not on major cable networks, but on streaming services that have Kevin Costner, Sylvester Stallone, that new one, that other Taylor Sheridan show, friggin' with Billy Bob Thornton.
Landman.
Yeah, Landman. Yeah. It's on my list. Haven't watched it yet. But like, there are those shows. There are other shows with big Hollywood names. These are people that, like Kevin Costner was like one of the movie stars in the 90s.
Early 90s to like mid 90s. Yeah. He was it, baby.
He was Robin Hood, dude. Like, and don't get me started on Sylvester Stallone. Like,
oh my God.
Rocky and,
dude, Cobra.
Else. Yeah, dude. Oh. Like, these are like household names. Arnold Schwarzenegger has at least one, if not two TV shows on Netflix.
Yes.
If you haven't watched Fubar, watch it. It's pretty friggin' hilarious.
I will watch that.
Yeah, because it's basically like Schwarzenegger is a CIA agent and he's on his way out. He's retiring. And his daughter is a new CIA agent, and neither one of them knew they worked for the CIA until they got partnered up on a project, and it's just, yeah.
Oops, that's a management fault. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. That feels like a mistake in communication. But not to get too sidetracked, like we're at a point now with movie stars doing TV shows, which never used to happen.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think that has caused the requirements to go up that much. We're at a point where a lot of these well-known actors are really good, even the ones that weren't really known for their acting. Like, look at Adam Sandler's recent work.
Yeah, he's really popped off.
He really has.
But even that, just saying, like, I think that the entire everything, like, it's up the entire playing field. I think everybody's better now than they were then. And I think I wanted a Giancarlo Esposito to be Doom. I don't know why. I just did. He is in Captain America Brave New World, but he is not Doom. That's okay.
Yes. He'll still be wonderful in whatever he's doing.
I know that there was a huge announcement at last San Diego Comic-Con that Robert Downey Jr. would be returning to the MCU as Doom. And I'm on the fence about that. I just want to see how they do it.
So I'm glad to hear you say that you're on the fence about that, because I thought I was in the vocal minority, or maybe not so vocal minority. I love RDJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his portrayal of Tony Stark was, we don't need to go into that. We all know.
He is Iron Man. We know.
But my question is, when, with the MCU bringing him back, Kevin Feige making the decision to say, hey, Robert, Bobby, we need you to play Dr. Doom. Is it, like, what is the motivation behind doing that?
I think it's to get people excited again. I do.
Yeah.
I think Marvel, and I mentioned it already, they kind of put all their eggs into the Kang basket.
Yeah.
And then there were issues with that. And they were like, we got to pivot. Who's next? And then they were like, well, if you can't do Kang, you got to do Doom. And they were like, well, how do we get the fans excited about that? And that's where I think let's let Downey do it.
That does make sense. There's a little bit of it that makes me think it's almost like a Brett Favre to the New York Jets type of thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that makes me super curious. But, that being said, I think RDJ will do a great job with the character. Yep. I think it'll be a very well portrayed character. I think my concerns will end up being misplaced.
Yeah, most likely.
I'm hoping that's the case. I really think if the MCU wanted to continue with Kang, they could have done it.
Oh, absolutely.
They could have cast another character,
another actor,
alter. Yeah, that's what I meant.
And then just back altered.
Yeah, back alter, or do a MacGuffin like the Matrix did when the Oracle died, or just have a line that throws it all out.
Or Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doable.
I think that, I think it's a combination I think Jonathan
too.
Majors having his issues just kind of forced their hand a little bit more, but I think that there were probably people that didn't feel real good about what they were doing as it was.
Yeah, I
And now
think they
get
were
a
like,
chance to right the ship.
yeah, and we can course correct now.
Yeah.
So, like I said, the only thing that I'm concerned about is just how they do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, could they use the multiverse? Obviously, but will they do it in a way that it's not exactly? Maybe it's still Tony, but Tony just goes a different path and becomes Doom. You know, like the Superior Iron Man storyline, where Tony goes evil because of some events, and they have to battle their Iron Man. And there is the storyline not too long ago of the infamous Iron Man.
Yeah.
And that's where Doom picks up the mantle of Iron Man for whatever reason. I don't know. So, I mean, it could go that route.
It could go that route. It could also go the route where they don't connect the two whatsoever.
And I'm almost like, I think that's probably the way to go.
I do too. I think, you know, it's fine if the actor is the same, but rather than make a reach,
Yeah.
just ignore that a little bit and just focus on making a good character
Yeah.
out
Make
of
it
Doctor
good.
Doom.
Well, if he shows up in Fantastic Four, they'll have to go that route
Yes.
because those two don't connect. And I'm pretty sure Fantastic Four takes place in the past.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be like 60s era.
Which
something.
I'm totally on board with that too.
No, I love that.
That's
I think
cool.
I think Fantastic Four is the only comic you could do that with and be convincing for a movie.
Yeah, I think people also just kind of like that was an era of like real space exploration wonder during that first space race.
Yeah.
You know, Sputnik and everything really launched everything off, and then like
Yeah.
the whole world was just fascinated with that.
Yeah, the moon landing and all of that stuff. Like it was, you know, it was a major thing.
Now we have space trash falling out of the sky, and like quite literally that's happening. Check that out.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty awesome.
But unless it lands on you,
right,
in which case
exactly.
that's like a bad day. But yeah, I think so. Saying it in the 60s is a really smart move.
Yeah, it was funny because I think the first one of the, like the first trailer or whatever I saw, I kept looking at it, I was like, is this the freaking Jetsons?
Right?
Like it's just got that vibe to it.
It
and
does.
I
I
like
think it should.
I think it should too. I think that's the direction that you should go.
100%.
Yeah, and then they can introduce the, you know, they can introduce into the main timeline and all that whenever they're ready.
I just hope the thing looks cool.
Me too.
Because the last thing we got was interesting.
Not amazing.
And then the one before that was an actual Michael Chiklis walking around in a suit.
Yes.
So I'm kind of, you know.
And he looked so awkward. And they kept making like just awkward thing jokes.
Yes, they did. Yeah, which is kind of like that's on par for the Human Torch to do.
Agreed.
But I want a thing that looks like he could go into battle with the Hulk.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I'm really looking at the Incredible Hulk as like my basis for what I think the thing should be able to go toe to toe with. Because ever since Hulk got his ass whipped by Thanos in Infinity War, he's really had been on a downward curve, if you will.
Yeah, he's definitely not been himself.
Yeah, so we need him to change iterations and get stronger.
We need that angry Thor Ragnarok Hulk again.
Yeah. I'll take World Breaker Hulk
There we go.
from World War Hulk,
There
where he
we
was
go.
like the strongest him, and the only person who could stop him was Sentry.
Yeah. There you go.
Callbacks. Here we go. Here we go.
It's all connected.
It is. It is
all
all connected. And you know they're doing it nice, and they're doing justice to source material, which is comic books. Mm-hmm. I've been reading comic books again.
That's beautiful.
It is.
The world, nature is healing.
Nature is healing.
Healing.
My bank account is not, but nature is healing.
That's the Christmas hangover for you.
Yeah, right. Do you want to talk about some of the books I'm into?
Let's hit it.
Let's do comics. All right. So comics actually have been I'm like super stoked. I I'm reading a bunch of different stuff right now. I'm really enjoying the solo series, the ongoing series of Wolverine. It's been really good, actually. They're doing stories that make sense. Wolverine's fighting some of his classic villains. His very first, on the very first issue, he fights Cyber.
That's right. That's right.
The dude with adamantium skin, which makes no sense, but it's still cool. It's in the comics, baby. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. Everything's all good.
And then after that, he ends up fighting the Wendigo.
Oh, that's awesome. I kind of forgot the Wendigo existed.
Yeah, the creature that he and Hulk both battled in his first appearance back in Incredible Hulk number 181. Even though true comic historians will tell you Wolverine first truly appeared on the last page of Incredible Hulk 180. Full page, man. Full page Wolverine in his costume. Bam, right there. 180. But anyway, so he fights the Wendigo, and you find out something interesting about this particular Wendigo. And it, Wolverine's always constantly on that line of, am I an animal, am I a man kind of thing.
Yes.
This version of Wendigo helps him appeal to his human side.
Oh.
He ends up being hunted by Department H.
Okay.
Yeah, the Canadian elite force.
Yeah.
And then he goes on to battle some of his other famous rogues gallery. And there's something going on with the adamantium and who's after it and what for. That turns out pretty cool. So I'm currently loving Wolverine. Wolverine Revenge number 4 just dropped yesterday, and I'm excited to go pick that up. I've also been loving the Ultimate Marvel line.
There's a new Ultimate Spider-Man right now.
Yes, yeah.
That's what I thought.
He's a year in. We're on like issue 13's on the way.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
So that's been good. Ultimate Avengers has been my favorite.
Okay. Nice.
It's just so good. So we're on like issue 9 of that now. And then over on the DC side, I have been checking out the Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman.
I remember you talking about Absolute Batman, I think, on our last episode. Well, maybe 2 episodes ago. I think the last episode we got off the rails a bit.
Yeah, that happens.
It does.
We were all, yeah.
Everybody was off the rails at that point.
The whole country. But anyway, so yeah, the Absolute lines have been really cool. Absolute Batman has been a lot of fun. Absolute Superman, I love anything written by Jason Aaron. It's just good. I like seeing him on big books, so a Superman book just makes sense for him. And then Absolute Wonder Woman has been fun as well. Batman and Robin currently is pretty good.
Is it?
Yeah. So I've never been a big fan of Damian, Batman's son.
Yeah.
But this
Almost seemed
this particular stint is doing him justice. And it's much more of like a detective, kind of mysterious villain of the week kind of thing going on. So I've been enjoying that. Some new villain named Memento, who's just very enigmatic and very interesting to me. So I've been digging that. But 2025 is a big year for comics. They got a lot of stuff coming out.
That's good. That's good.
Chiefly, the biggest thing, speaking of enigmatic planning Batman villains, Hush 2, the sequel to the Hush storyline, which famously brought Jim Lee back to DC.
Yeah.
That was in like 2002. Well, now they're doing a full-blown sequel to that. They're bringing Jeff Loeb, the writer, back with Jim Lee on pencils duty.
Oh man,
I think amazing. it's like either 6 to 8 issues long.
Wow.
And I am stoked.
Yeah, that'll be amazing.
Yeah, so that begins, I think, in April.
Okay, so the whole thing will be in 2025 then, probably.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's super cool. And then, of course, the Ultimate line over at Marvel is a year in, so they're expanding that. And even outside of DC, DC and Marvel are doing big things. DC's going to expand the Absolute line to their other heroes, so like Green Lantern, Flash, stuff like that. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is having a big moment.
Yeah.
They just relaunched with their new series. They're like 5 issues in now, and that's been very fun too. So Jason Aaron's writing that series as well. So
that's good.
Big ups for him.
Yeah, that's good. And all the Ninja Turtle stories tend to be pretty strong and funny at the same time.
They're surprisingly good and complex, but still fun. I don't know how they do it, but they toe that line very well.
Yeah, there's a depth there without being too heavy.
Right. So that's been really cool. And then also Spider-Man's still getting his due. The Amazing Spider-Man relaunch comes this year. So they'll start that over again at number 1. Why not?
Number 1.
And then currently Spidey's having a lot of fun because he's in the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man storyline where he's fighting. Who's the person that powers Juggernaut?
Oh, God.
Cyttorak. But yeah, so Spidey, he's imbued to battle Cyttorak, and he's been given this power by the Sorcerer Supreme of the Marvel Universe.
Doctor Strange.
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, he's currently the Sorcerer Supreme, and the Marvel event for this summer is like World Doom.
Oh, okay.
So
That's convenient.
I'm pretty stoked for that because I like Dr. Doom. When he's done right, he's oh so fun.
Yeah, it was Cyttorak, by the way. I had to look it up.
Thanks.
But, yep. So, no, that'll be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, it's a good time to be a comic fan.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to some new storylines and some fun stuff to get into. I need to get back into reading more consistently. I haven't been.
Don't feel bad. I struggle.
Yeah, there's just so many good ones out that it's kind of hard to keep up.
Yeah, every time I go to like Comic Relief or Cloud9 Comics or something, I'm always like, man, there's just like so much I just want to grab.
Right.
And I'm like, truthfully, I'm not going to have time to read all of this. So I struggle to pick and choose.
Right. Yeah. You're trying to be choosy on which ones to grab. And
yeah, it gets tough. But 2025 will be a pretty big year.
That's good. That's good. And you're going to San Diego this year, so that makes it even better, right?
Yeah, I got into all the days plus preview night.
That's amazing.
Which is just nuts. I'm very excited about that.
That's amazing. I got to find an excuse to be out there.
Yeah, you can just go with me.
Yeah, I'll just go hang out and sit outside while you go in and have a little
Which
fun.
will not be boring.
No, I can't imagine that it would be.
Half the fun of San Diego is being outside the convention hall.
The people watching and the goofing around.
And then all the businesses completely cater to the event.
Oh, yeah.
So it like transforms that whole area for like a week.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun. So I look forward to doing that again too.
Yeah, that will be awesome for you.
Indeed. Indeed.
I wish I could go with you.
Oh, you know what though? Well, we were talking, the other thing I'm really excited about this year, just straight up, is Daredevil Born Again on Disney+.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like I meant to talk about that, but it was movies. This is TV show, but still oh my God, that looks so good.
So when we talked about She-Hulk, I figure we'll see She-Hulk in that show.
I hope we don't.
I hope we don't too, but
it'd be cool to see Spidey swinging around though.
That would be cool. That would be cool to get a little bit of street level crossover.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Especially with the last way that No Way Home ended.
Yeah.
It would be cool just to see Spidey swing by and see, Matt smile a little bit when he does.
Right.
That'd
just
be
that
cool.
little bit and then move through it.
Mm-hmm. Which it's Disney Plus. They could do that.
Anything's possible.
It absolutely is.
Anything's possible.
All right. Well, let's see. You got anything else?
Yeah, I got one thing.
What you got? Is it we doing video games?
Yeah, we'll do a little video games.
Let's do video games then.
Video games.
Let's see what we get, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Are we? Is that like a whole nother segment?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. All
Man,
right.
we're just like moving right along here, dude.
We are. It's a good episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. What do you got for us?
You been playing any video games lately?
I actually have.
Have you?
Yes. I have been, well, because of the TV movement, I have a proper TV to play video games on. So lately I have been It's still Call of Duty. Like, I can't get away from it.
That's all right.
I haven't moved up to Black Ops 6. I'm still just doing Warfare 3.
That's okay. I think I haven't played Black Ops 6, but I have played Modern Warfare 3, and I think it's really good.
Yeah, I really like that. I got into the PlayStation VR.
Oh, really?
I get it. I understand. I played Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, yeah. I love that game.
And Resident Evil 8, which was that's not cool, dude. It's not cool. So there's something wrong when you're a grown man terrified in your living room. Because, like, normally when you play a game, you're staring at the TV screen, right? You look left, you look right, you see your house.
Mm-hmm.
When you put on the VR headset to play Resident Evil 8, when you look left and look right, you're
still
in
there.
pitch black woods.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't cool. And I, like, looked down to look at my hands. They were Leon's hands.
Yep.
That threw me.
Yep. We got the kids a Meta Quest last year, and I haven't messed with it a whole lot just because, they mess with it. And, I don't want to have to resize the strap around the headset every time.
I got you.
But, dude, like, when you put that thing on, like, when it takes you into that world, you are in it. Like, there is no...
It's kind of scary.
It's a little odd, for sure.
Do you know what game needs to... Like, as soon as I put that headset on and I was playing it, I was like, you know what game would be amazing for this? Do you remember... I think it was a Ubisoft game, but Mirror's Edge...
Oh, yeah.
You did, like, parkour on the skyscrapers. Yeah. It was really cool. That needs to be ported to VR.
Or Portal.
Immediately. Yeah. Oh, Portal would be so cool.
Yeah.
I know that I think Meta has the sole rights to the Batman Arkham game in VR.
Do they?
So, yeah, you can go be Batman if you want.
I might have to download that and just tell the kids to go away for a while.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
That could be a blast.
You go in the living room, you might get punched.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we've been looking for. There's varying degrees of realism, of course, but we've been looking for some games that are a little bit more on that realistic side. And we got Logan a boxing game, and it's really hilarious watching him play it. Because he just flails around like a madman.
Yeah. When I tried the VR headset for the first time, my wife was kind enough to film me. That was super flattering. Thanks, babe.
Yeah, right. Nobody looks cool doing that.
No.
Just for the record. No matter how cool you think you look,
you're not.
Nobody looks cool.
You don't look cool.
No. But that's okay.
Yeah.
So we were graced with some new knowledge, which I'm pretty excited about.
Okay.
We have talked multiple times about the virtues of the Nintendo Switch on this show.
Absolutely.
And very excited that Nintendo released their first footage and information on the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah. So, okay. I remember the last time we got a Switch update.
Yeah.
And it was like, so you can directly plug in and we'll have an OLED screen. And that was like it.
Yeah.
Did we get a little more for the Switch 2?
We did.
Right.
I'm a little less disappointed this time because I think you had to bleep a lot of what I said out. Yeah. No, so this actually looks really, really cool. There's only so much you can do with this platform.
Yeah.
But they have made a lot of technological upgrades. Some of the aesthetic things that I think are fun is it's bigger.
I think that's helpful.
It's going to be around the size of a Steam Deck, which if you've ever had your hands on a Steam Deck before, it's a pretty good size. I mean, it's, more of an adult sized console compared to a Switch. The Joy-Cons are no longer held in by little sliders. They're magnetic.
Oh, that is cool.
So that's awesome. Apparently the magnets are strong enough that if you drop the system, they don't fly out.
We'll see.
So we'll see.
Okay.
I mean, kids will break things.
And so will I when I'm drunk.
Yes. Now,
that's why I do my best gaming.
Right. What we don't know is we don't know price point and we don't know release date yet. Release-wise...
Think it'll be this year? Think they'll do it for Christmas?
No doubt in my mind it'll be this year.
Yeah.
So there's actually a series of, like, they call them experience events at various host cities throughout the world. Like in North America, it's New York, LA, Dallas, and Toronto.
You know, they couldn't just throw one in San Diego.
Right.
Come on.
Right. Well, so I'm gonna be honest. I definitely put in. It's a lottery system to get a ticket. I put in for a ticket to the Dallas one.
That'd be cool.
I think I can sneak to Dallas and go to it if I need to. But then they have several in April and May. They're going to be in Europe, Melbourne, Australia, Tokyo, Seoul, and then Hong Kong and Taipei as well. The last of these experiences at the very beginning of June. So I'm betting July, sometime between July and October is when it'll come out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because Nintendo rarely does holiday releases. They usually do, I think the original Nintendo DS came out in March.
Oh, okay.
And I know the Wii came out in November, the year it came out. I think the Wii U came out in the summertime. I don't remember the Switch. Whatever,
I remember Switch coming out, and it was not a holiday drop.
No, I feel like it was a different time. So Nintendo, you can really get whatever you want out of it. As far as price point goes, there was a rumor that came out that said it would be between $450 and $500.
Still adjusted for inflation. That's not bad.
I think it's pretty acceptable. When you're talking about the Series X is $500, the PlayStation is $600.
Yeah.
Or is it $500 now? It's $500. Yeah, it's $500. My bad. But still, you're in the $500 range for those. I don't think $400 to $500 for a Switch 2 is a bad hit, especially if the Switch 2 shores up a lot of the hardware issues the first one had.
Yeah.
And I think it will. It is going to, so what I read was a little unclear, but I know that the Switch 2 is going to have a cartridge port, so it will play original Switch games. I'm not sure if that means, by that wording, if that means that all of the Switch 2 games will be digital or not.
No, that'd be interesting. Because we know how that went for the other major consoles.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm not excited about that idea.
I understand.
I like having physical copies. I'm still like that. Says the guy who has a Game Pass subscription, but still.
I was gonna say I also like that, but the last physical game I bought was Spider-Man 2.
Right.
All the other games I get, I do download off the pass. It's like, hey, this is on your PlayStation account. You want to play it? I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah, and that's that's kind of the funny thing. I hadn't really thought about that too hard until recently. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine. We were talking about different levels of accessibility. I can get on the PlayStation Store anytime, and there's at least probably half a dozen good games that I can get for under $10.
All the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Without question.
See, the only time having physical games is very important, or just think like a DVD or a Blu-ray.
When my internet goes out.
When my internet goes out. That happened to me once last year, and thank the Lord I had a bunch of DVDs still.
It would have turned into Lord of the Flies, man.
So fast.
Good Lord, you'd have been tied up in the back. Your kids would be dancing around.
Even the dog looked at me and started growling. She was like, what are we watching? I was like, not much.
I don't know. You want to play a guard game?
Oh, dude. Speaking of guard games and everything really just going crazy super fast, my wife and I burned through Squid Games.
Did ya?
Yeah.
Did ya? I have not got through season 2.
Oh, we started season 1 and just finished season 2, and we're like, ooh, okay. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Good.
Yeah.
Good,
so
good.
you're gonna be in for a treat there.
Awesome. I will keep that in mind.
But yeah, so the Nintendo Switch 2 looks like it's gonna be pretty promising.
Yeah, it does. I am betting on Q3 of this year, and I'm gonna say it'll be $400.
Well, we'll hold you to it.
I bet the $500 bundle will include. There's rumors of a new Mario Kart coming out.
Okay. So my kids are getting to the age where we might jump on the Nintendo train.
I would. Yeah, you're at about a perfect age for it, honestly.
Yeah. So I think that's probably going to happen. But yeah, cool.
Yeah, man.
That's good news, though.
That's the excitement. There is rumor that Sony is working on another PlayStation.
Yeah, I had heard those rumors, but I don't know anything enough about it. to speak with any type of authority.
It feels like it would be super premature. For one thing, the PS5 is winning the console race. So they don't really need to rush.
Yeah.
For another, like, how much of a technological jump are you going to make in 4 years? There's just not that much there. Is it only, well, maybe it's been longer than that, but it hasn't been that long.
It's been pandemic.
Yeah, it was. Okay, 5 years.
Yeah. So they're getting there.
And if they launch a new one, and I think the rumor was 27, that'd be seven years.
So
Still a little early.
speaking of early and premature news, there was some news over from Rocksteady
Okay.
that they are now working on 2 new projects.
Okay.
So the Rocksteady game Kill the Justice League
Mm-hmm.
wasn't so well received.
No.
Not great. But they are back, and allegedly they're working on 2 different Batman games.
Nice.
Yeah.
That would be good. I would love to see an open world Batman game. Like a really well put out.
I would like to see that. I would also like to see. So, I don't know what Arkham Knights was supposed to be, but good wasn't on that list.
Yeah,
but
clearly not.
Rocksteady was not involved in that.
Yeah.
So I would love to get a good Batman game again, but the problem is what are we comparing it to?
Right.
And it's kind of hard to top that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Very true.
that's all we've got for news. That's all I've got. I think we should. You want to do a takeout?
Yeah, let's put it to bed, man.
It's been a good one. Let's
Yes,
do it.
sir.
All right, that's it. That's episode 109 wrapped, baby.
That's 109.
That's 109 wrapped.
Excellent.
I mean, I'm again stoked for 2025.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm curious if we're going to get the Switch 2 or GTA 6 first.
Oh man, GTA 6.
God,
I don't. If that, I'm not holding my breath. But if it comes out this year,
That's another episode.
that's a whole ass
That's a
episode.
whole
baby.
ass episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, guys, thank you very much for listening. And as we finish these sodas today, we're only half beers right now. What a shame. And say cheers. We thank all of you guys for giving us a listen. Please remember, leave us a like, leave us a rating on whatever podcast platform you're listening to, drop a review, and share the episode. Until next time, you can, listen to all of our 108 prior episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are fantastic. Some of them are horrific dumpster fires.
That's half the fun, though.
That is half the fun. But we're always glad you're listening. We hope you guys have a good time and keep on doing the dad thing. See you guys later.
Cheers.